so this is actually Justin Garcia. I'm the reporter that's written a lot of these stories about Jared Smith. But I just wanted to have the opportunity to call in because I missed everything that Judge Jared Smith said earlier, but I was told he named me personally and tried to discredit my reporting. And I had that from about 4 different sources, and then I talked to them about what he said. And I guess one of the things he tried to claim about me was that I didn't make a decent effort to reach out to him before publishing stories about him, which is just not true. I have the receipts. I just posted all of the receipts on my Twitter, Justin Garcia FL on Twitter, that show that for the first 2 stories I wrote about him, I gave him about 5 hours to respond, about the same amount of time it took to do the story. I called his office several times, left voicemails, and then on the 3rd story, he had around 3 hours to respond, and I sent a follow-up email to the initial email. Then I got a mailer or a text mailer campaign ad from him, and it had a number on there, so I called that number, and that number was somebody with the media group that sent out the mailer, and I said, hey, I've been trying to get a hold of Judge Jared. I'm working on a story right now. It's the 3rd story I've done, but I haven't been able to talk to him. Can you give me a direct line to him? So this person goes, yeah, actually I'll give you his cell. So she gives me his cell, and then I call Jared, and he picks up. And I say, hey, Judge Jared, this is Justin Garcia. I've been trying to get a hold of you. I'm hoping we can talk because I have another story coming out today. He says, oh, I didn't realize who this was. And then says, I actually can't talk right now while I have him on the phone. So then I say, well, when can you talk? And he said, well, I don't know. And I was like, well, it's really important that we get your side in here. I've been trying to reach out to you. He said, hey, listen, I'm not trying to be rude, but I have to go, and hung up. Didn't hear from him again. He didn't call me back. So he's BSing about that. On top of that, one of the stories I wrote was about his campaign ad that he took out against Jacobs. And it says that she's a woke activist judge with a, far-left agenda or something along those lines, which judges are not supposed to do during races. They're not supposed to be involved in ads like that. Meanwhile, he had paid that social media group that put out that ad $1,000 the week before that ad came out, and the reason it said the category was for advertisement. The media group that published that ad, when I wrote about it, tried to lie to me and say, oh, well, actually that didn't have anything to do with the ad. It had to do with publishing stuff from his Facebook page. His Facebook page hasn't had any paid media from that group in a long time. So he's lying, and I just had to say it, and I wanted to call in and just kind of defend my reporting too. And sorry for ranting. But
listen, you've done the reporting on this. I'm glad you called in because you can explain it better than I can. Your articles have been great. I appreciate you writing them, and I know it's not easy to do and it's not fun, but those of us that run for office, whether it's judicial office or school board or anything, are subject to scrutiny, particularly when there's an issue. And unfortunately, there's some issues here. So I appreciate you drawing attention to that, Justin. And I appreciate you calling in to defend your reporting, man. Thank you.